Hi YouTube, it's Carmen. I know I look pretty bad. I'm in the hospital right now. I wanted to do a quick update. I'm exhausted. It is April 21st, 2013, and I will tell you why I'm in the hospital. Okay, on Thursday, April 18th, 2013, I weighed myself. I weighed myself and I was 148 pounds. Very happy. On Friday, April 19th, 2013, my baby Maggie turned 8 years old. So excited, so happy for her. Planned to do a bunch of birthday stuff all day on Saturday the 20th, yesterday. Unfortunately, that didn't go as planned. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I woke up yesterday feeling like somebody has stabbed me right in the stomach. My first response was to take a drink of water, just a little sip, wet my mouth, and try to feel like I was moving stuff through, because I thought maybe I got some stuck or something. I don't know how. So I was sleeping, but that was my train of thought, being woken up so harshly like that. Unfortunately, that drink of water made my entire world go upside down. I hurt so bad over my entire abdomen. Worst pain I've ever felt in my life, and I never want to experience it ever again. And I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. It was so horrible. I couldn't breathe because the pain was so bad. I sat in fetal position, just trying so hard to breathe, and it was I had to force myself to breathe, so it was really loud, and all I could do was just, like, when it would come out really loud, so it sounded like I was yelling. I was just begging my husband, please help me, help me, help me. I don't know what to do. It hurts so bad, and my whole body was just shaking, huge tremors over my entire body because of the pain. He wanted to take me to the emergency room right away, and I fought him about it, and no, we don't have the money, we don't, it's expensive copay, we don't have the money, and it can't be that serious. I know I was in a lot of pain, and I could barely breathe, but if I sat still for long enough in one position, just like sitting with my knees as close to my chest as I could, like me leaning over the top of them, then, if I sat there for long enough, then the pain would subside to the point where it was manageable. It was still hard to breathe, but it was manageable. But he ended up forcing me to call my surgeon, at least. So I called my surgeon, and explained to him, I'm almost 7 months up, post-op. And when I started talking, the pain got so much worse, like trying just to move that much, just talking. So it was too bad, and so my husband had to take over, and my doctor said, he says, we're down in the lower middle of Utah, and he says, can you come up to Salt Lake, which is about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the traffic. About 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday is rush hour, and so it'd be closer to an hour for a commute. And my husband said, no, I don't think that she'll make the ride up there. It's, she's having a hard time breathing. And my doctor's on speakerphone, so he's like, yeah, it sounds like she's in a lot of pain. Where's your nearest hospital? He said, well, American Fork. So my surgeon said, bring her there and have them call me, and consult with me about what to do when they find whatever's going on. And so we had to get the kids up and get them dressed, and I still kept telling my husband, I don't want to go, we don't have the money. I feel really bad because we're supposed to be doing birthday stuff, we're supposed to be making a cake, and my Peggy's supposed to be opening her presents and everything. I felt really bad. And finally he talked me into going to the emergency room, and he got me dropped off and took the kids over to his parents' house, and then came back, and by the time he came back, they had given me Dilaudid for the pain, and had already done 3 CT scans, 2 no dye and 1 with the contrast dye to look at blood flow in my entire abdomen. They were thinking it was possibly my spleen or my appendix burst or something, and we had to wait for the results. And even after 3 doses back to back of Dilaudid, I still could not manage the pain. It barely took the edge off of it. It was so bad. I've never felt anything like that in my life. And then they gave me a 4th dose, and the doctor came in and he says, you've got a leak in your bowels. We don't know how bad it is right now, but we're going to consult a surgeon. And I said, okay. I'm waiting, and then the nurse comes in and he says, I can't tell you exactly what's going on. That has to be with the doctors, but I'm here to get you prepared. And he gave me more Dilaudid, and he got me in a gown and stuff, and I knew I was going back for surgery. Then the surgeon came in. He said, we need to do emergency surgery on you. We're going to try to do it laparoscopically to find this leak. We got to clean everything out, but there's a chance we might have to open you or even remove part of your bowels. And I was scared, but I figured it was better than having like a Peterson hernia or something life-threatening. I woke up after they did surgery and was informed that they were able to do it all laparoscopically. He was able to get a hold of the surgeon that did my surgery was able to get a hold of my bypass doctor, the one that did my gastric bypass, right as I was falling asleep on the table, and he had opened me up. I was talking to him. He was looking with the laparoscopes, and my surgeon said, I'd like her to come up to Salt Lake and I'll do the surgery if it's just a perforated bowel. And he looked in and he said, she's not going to make it. If we try to transfer her up there, she will die. I just wasn't going to make it. And then he proceeded to suction out over 1 liter of pus from my insides, plus everything else that had come out of my bowels. I have burns on my organs from my stomach acid leaking in there, and the pus it eats tissue, so with the burns and then the pus on top of it, I'm still in a lot of pain, although it's way less than it was yesterday. And what happened was I had an ulcer that burst open, and that's what it felt like, was being stabbed in the stomach. And that was, it's 3 o'clock right now, and I got out of surgery just after, I think, 1 o'clock yesterday, or 2 o'clock. I went in for the emergency surgery like 12:30 yesterday, and it took a couple hours for them to get everything cleaned out. I've been put on extreme antibiotics and Protonics, which I was on before, because like I told you, I still had heartburn. Even though the surgery was supposed to fix that, I still had heartburn. And now I'm on a steady drip of Protonics. I'll go home on Protonics twice a day instead of once a day. I'm on heavy-duty antibiotics. Right now, I can't have anything by mouth except for a couple of ice chips every now and then. So no food, no drink. And I didn't have anything yesterday besides that 1 sip of water that made my whole world hurt. Tomorrow morning, they will get me up and do a test like they did in the hospital after the gastric bypass, where you swallow the dye and they check for leaks. Hopefully I don't have any leaks. He said he closed up the hole where my ulcer was, or it burst through, and also put a patch on it to try to help that way. If I'm lucky, and I'm not leaking anything, I will be able to start on clear liquids tomorrow. And then hopefully, if everything goes perfect, I can go home on Tuesday and sleep in my own bed. I am exhausted. I have been up walking and doing as much as I can of that without trying not to push myself. I have pushed myself a little bit, but I'm trying not to push it too far. I thank God for my husband for making me come, since I didn't want to. I can be very stubborn sometimes, and that can be good or bad. And I have my binder so that I can walk easier. And I have my husband bring my phone charger because my phone died, or else I would have updated you a lot sooner. And also he brought my Kindle so that I have plenty of books and some games to play while I'm in here. Plus I have my Facebook and stuff. So yeah. So I'm doing ice chips and chapstick, and that's all. Oh, and Gas-X. The Gas-X strips. These, because I can't take pills or drink anything, I talked to my doctor and asked him if I could do these because, once again, I was having really bad gas pains that was up in my shoulders and my neck and everything, and it hurt really bad. He gave me this so I could get some sleep even during the day. I like it. I'm going to take it home with me because this one fits me way better than the one I have at my house that I got when I was way bigger, and I think my head stretched it out or something. It's really big. This fits perfect. It's got the 2 straps instead of just one. I have an IV in the back of my hand. I have an IV in my arm here. I'll show you this. I have 2 that were back there, and then I have my one right there that blew this morning. They're keeping me hydrated, and it hurts to pee. It's hard to pee. I have to sit there and wait. Like, I have to pee so bad, and then I can't. And they said it's because of the anesthesia, but that it should go away soon. It is getting a little bit easier to pee. Like, I don't have to wait for like 30 minutes like I did the first couple of times, but it's still so uncomfortable. I hope nobody ever has to go through this. And if you do feel pain like that, if you feel like somebody stabbed you in the stomach, and then all of a sudden your whole world just hurts, go to the emergency room now. I almost didn't live, you guys. I almost died yesterday. Almost lost my life. My kids would have been without a mother, my husband without his wife and my family. My father and my mom, they would have had to bury their child. And that's not okay, you guys. Listen to your body and don't be stubborn like me. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and I will update you as soon as I can. Oh, and the bed here, they said it's not very accurate, but as of yesterday, right after surgery, I've gained 15 pounds, something like that. Like I said, I was 148 on Thursday. I was 160. I don't know how many pounds that is. I'm too exhausted to even talk right. Anyways, sorry, it's going on 14 minutes. Peace, love, happiness, healthiness. I hope everybody is doing great. We'll see you. Bye.